Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Liz from Strength and Grace coming to you with another Fuel Your Will, episode 7. What do you want to be when you grow up, little girl? What do you want to be, you 30-year-old girl that's super unhappy with her job? What do you want to be when you grow up? Y'all? I say y'all, I'm from the East Coast, I don't know. But y'all, we've gotten asked that, or at least I got asked that when I was a kid all the time, and I had all kinds of answers, you know? Hairdresser, veterinarian, marine biologist. Turns out, it's not really the best question to ask because it's really hard to answer because you don't really know what it's like to be what you think you want to be when you grow up. And 2 Stanford professors actually kind of proved that, and then they wrote a book, and they also have a course called Design Your Life. I highly recommend checking it out. So, what if you're in a career that you're not happy with? What are you gonna do? How do you figure out where you want to go in order to be happy? No worries, y'all. I got an 8-step approach to get you out of that career. What? I know, I'm awesome. What can I say? All right, step number 1. Make sure money does not play a part or role in any of your decision making. But I spent all this, I don't care. But I don't care. But what about my, I don't freaking care, all right? When you use money as a criteria for you to choose your life, you end up usually picking a job that you don't like, and then you end up spending money to make it worth you working at a job that you don't like. And then what happens is your own personal cost of living goes up, and then you're like, damn it, I need to make more money, and so you look for another job that offers more money, but you're still unhappy, and now you're just going to spend even more money because you're making more money to prove that you being miserable is worth the money. Do you get what I'm saying? So take the freaking money out of it. It will work itself out. Trust me, somehow, some way it will work out, okay? Number 2, write down 5 things that you appreciate about your current job. What, Liz? I hate my job. I can't believe blah, blah, blah. I don't care, all right? If you don't understand what it's like to appreciate what you have now, how in the world do you know what it's going to be like to appreciate something in the future, right? I am telling you, you can find 5 freaking things that you like and appreciate about your current job. Believe me, it matters, because you don't want to work or create your life based on something that you don't like, okay? You need to know what it's like to actually appreciate something, okay? Because that's where you want to work from. You want to work from appreciation and gratitude to get to happiness. They go together. Just do it, okay? Just do it, all right? Number 3, if you were well rested and you weren't working at your current job and you were say independently wealthy kind of, what would you do with your free time? Don't think about it. Just what would you do with your free time? Just write down a couple of things that you would do with your free time. All right? Number 4, how do you want to feel when you're leaving your job at the end of the day? Right? If you were working at your ideal job and you don't know what that is, and that's fine, but how do you want that job or that career to make you feel at the end of the day? You know, do you want to feel exhilarated? Do you want to feel like you were mentally challenged? Do you want to feel like you were physically challenged? Do you want to feel like you helped society out or individuals out, or you helped something grow, or you were creative, or you helped the environment? Just write down what you want to feel at the end of the day of your new job, okay? Number 5, multi-parts. Make a list of what you like, okay? So these are just a couple things. Do you like to be indoors or do you like to be outdoors? Do you like a mix of it, okay? Do you like a set schedule or do you like a more flexible schedule? Do you like things that are time-based, meaning like you only have to work for this amount regardless of what you get done, and then you're able to go home? Or do you want something that's more about just do this product or get this outcome and then you're done for the day, you know? Do you play well with others? Like, do you like working with people? Do you like working in teams? Do you like reporting to other people? Do you like working one-on-one? Do you like working completely and utterly by yourself and have a little as contact as possible with people? Be honest with yourself, because it matters, and it matters. If you don't like working with people and then you start working with people, we're all gonna know you don't like working with us. It's fine. So just don't. It's all good. Do you want to travel or no? And also, how far are you willing to travel for something that you really like to do? And do you want to do it daily or weekly? And with COVID, this might get answered for you. All right. Shifts you'd want to work if you actually truly enjoyed what you did. Okay. So for me, this is a big thing. I was at a job that was like a 9 to 6, but it was really like a 7 to 7. When I went into the fitness industry and everything, it's a service job, right? So you're working at the bookends, right? So you're working before people go to work and after they come out of work, and then you're also working on the weekends. You know, for the first 2 years of my transition, I worked 7 days a week for 2 years, you guys. 7 days a week for 2 years. Granted, Sundays, I usually only had one yoga class to teach, but I still had like a 10 a.m. yoga class I had to teach every Sunday, and I absolutely loved my job. But just be aware of what you would be willing to do if you really, truly wanted to make this work, because there are going to be some sacrifices, okay? Do you want autonomy or do you want clear direction? Do you want someone to specifically tell you what to do and have it clear and have it be on them? Or do you want more of a control over what you're doing? Or do you want a mix, and what kind of mix do you want? Do you want routine or do you want it more varied? Do you want to know what you're doing every day? Or like, you know, these days I always do this, and then these days I always do this part of it instead? Or do you want it to be completely different and varied, or a mixture of the two? Just write it down. Just figure it out. Get curious, y'all. All right. Number 6, plug all that criteria into the Google machine and see what comes up with most of that criteria, okay? So it meets like 80% of it. Just write down a couple of the jobs that may come up that meet most of the criteria that you want, all right? Number 7, okay? Ask yourself these 2 questions. If you could have a cup of coffee with someone that's doing a specific job and you would really want to ask exactly what they do, what's your job all about? Oh my God, tell me everything. Write down what that would be. And then the other question is, if a friend or a family member came to you and said, I am going to change my career completely and I'm going to do this, what job would it be that you'd be like, do it, it's so amazing, you gotta do it? Because this actually happened to me. My brother had thought about becoming a personal trainer, and I was like, Michael, you can change people's lives. Like, you could save a life. People are dying of obesity and diabetes. You could literally transform a life. You know, and you'd have to transform your life. You'd have to be like super healthy, though he's always been, but you'd have to be even healthier because you've got to be that example. And then he looked at me kind of snappily. Why don't you become a personal trainer, Liz? And back then I wasn't as fit as I am now, but look, I became a personal trainer. And note, you don't have to be what you will be when you get that job. Okay, because there's a whole road that you got to go through anyway. So if you're not there now, it doesn't matter, because you have to go through the process to become that. So inspirational. All right, number 8. After you've done the Google thing, after you've thought about the cup of coffee and, you know, who would you be psyched for, what would you be psyched for a friend, try to figure out if you can find a couple people that do those jobs that are actually in them. See if you can talk to them. Reach out to social media. Look at the freaking hashtags. Find some groups. I'm sure people would actually be willing to talk to you about what they do. If possible, it'd be even better for you to actually go in on like a weekend or a day off and just kind of shadow them to see what they do. You know, audit it like a class in college that you're not getting credit for, but it's building you up, okay? So those are my 8 approaches, or 8-step approach to changing your career to a calling, to something you really love. If you all have any questions about your career, or if you want to change your career and you want some guidance, reach me here or visit the website strength-grace.com. Peace, you guys.